Hey guys, I'm Max Curry, and today I'll be giving a speech on why I consider my cousin Skylar to be a hero. So, before I start talking about why I consider my cousin Skylar to be a hero, I'd first like to introduce you guys on how I got to be so close with my cousin Skylar. So when my mom was growing up, she had a younger brother, which they were only a couple years apart in age, so they grew up very close, and they remained close on to adulthood. And once they got to adulthood, my mom got married to my dad, Lynn, and my uncle got married to my aunt, Jessica. And around the same time, they each had kids, which was my brother Ben and my cousin Skylar. And then about a year and a half later, my parents had me, so I came along. Since we were so close in age, our parents together decided that we should probably hang out a good bit, so we didn't grow up to be close, which was a very good idea. And as you can imagine, we became very close because we would hang out almost every weekend growing up. But anyways, on to some characteristics that I consider to be heroistic myself. Some characteristics that I consider to be heroistic are being caring and compassionate, being positive and motivational, striving people to do better, and just always being about a good time, which Skylar definitely has those characteristics. In fact, when we were younger, my dad had a name for Skylar whenever he came into the house. And whenever Skylar walked through the doors, my dad would always shout and go, "Hey, what's up, party guy?" But he'd do it in a much more loud voice, which I probably shouldn't do since I'm giving a speech. But my dad didn't call Skylar party guy for no reason. Skylar was definitely the life of the party, and he was all about a good time, which there's no doubt about that. But anyways, on to the time I was about in second grade, and my cousin and brother were in fourth grade. We all started skating pretty heavily. And once we started skating pretty heavily, we were all skating together, and we were learning at about the same pace as each other. And so we'd be learning new tricks, and Skylar would see it. And if you wouldn't land a trick, Skylar would always tend to go, "Oh no, you got that. You can land that trick." And you'd be like, "Oh really?" And he'd just be trying to give you tips and watching you. And he would watch you until you landed the trick. And if you didn't, he would still be motivational and positive and tell you that you would land it the next day, which was always very interesting. And he was much more positive and motivational than most people. He focused on you more than he did himself almost, which is a very heroistic quality in my opinion. And besides that, another thing Skylar often says is, "Well, it's me and you. It's not like we're going to have a bad time," which also shows how heroistic his personality is. It shows how loving and caring he is, and how he looks up to people and just wants a good positive time in general, which is definitely what a hero would tend to do. No one wants to have a bad time, and Skylar actually strives and goes above and beyond to have a good time. Like, we'll go somewhere, and most people, if they go somewhere, they'll be like, "Okay, well, we're already here, we might as well stay." But if you're having a bad time and go somewhere, Skylar doesn't do that, and he goes, "Well, what should we do now? Let's go somewhere else," if he's having a bad time. And even if it's just going back to the house and hanging out one-on-one, he'll still make it a great time and make it a very positive experience for both of you, which is definitely heroistic in my opinion as well. He can make a boring time into a good time by his positive attitude, and that's part of his personality. And he's also caring and compassionate and wants to see people do better, which is why my cousin Skylar is definitely considered to be a hero. So even though he's not has like Even though he doesn't have any great accomplishments, sorry, I stuttered a little. He's still a hero in my opinion because of his characteristics of being positive, wanting to have a good time, and seeing people do better, and just being caring and loving towards people. And even though a lot of people might consider those to be simple traits of a person, I consider them to be very important and shows a lot about someone's personality in terms of being a hero and someone in terms of being an antagonist. So that's all I have to say about Skylar. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.